Hey guys, hope you're all having an awesome day. So we're gonna do a quick check-in and then we'll pull some cards. So there's a lot of people who are going through changes right now. I know we're always going through change, and Spirit showed me 555. So if you're seeing 555 a lot, like this message is definitely for you about the change part. There's a lot of changes taking place. Most of them are internal shifts. Most of them are perspective changes. Most of them are changes to take you and prepare you for where you want to go. So even though outwardly they might be uncomfortable, or even mentally and inwardly they might be uncomfortable, they all have their purpose and they're all literally bringing you to the thing that you're desiring, to the thing you're wanting. What Spirit is saying to me is divine timing is at play. Like, do not hold on to timing. You don't understand everything, so just try your hardest to surrender to it. Like, this is what I say, and if this hopefully helps you guys out. So when things are coming up and it's just something that it's like, I want this, but it's not, whatever. Kind of what I do is like, okay, look, like, this is not where I want to be. This is not how I want to feel. This is not, ideally what I would like. However, there's not anything you can do about it because it's stuff that I can't do. If there's something I could do, then I would do it, right? It's not something that I can do about it. So what I do is I say, like, there's nothing I can do about this. It's okay. I'll be in the place I need to be. What am I learning right now? Like, what is this teaching me? How am I growing? What is, the intention? We don't always know the answer, and that's also okay. But also realizing that focusing on the future and trying to see what's going to happen to protect yourself, to keep yourself safe, is not realistic because you don't actually know what's going to happen in the future. You can't necessarily predict it. Do we as souls know what's coming for us? Of course we do. But we also cannot predict or change or prevent anything else from happening, certain things that are just out of our control. So it's like, is this worth me taking a leap of faith? Is this worth me moving forward, or is it not? And seeing, is this worth the risk or is it not? Because a lot of people are kind of coming into this energy where Spirit's asking them, are you going to take a leap of faith and leave all that old shit behind you, all that trauma behind you, all those old perspectives? Or are you going to shift? And for a lot of us, it feels very unsafe because we feel out of control. We don't really know what's going to happen. We don't know how it's going to happen. We don't know when it's going to happen. In our logical mind, in our ego, there's just no way for us to be able to be like, it's going to happen like this. How is it going to happen? Because in our logical ego mind, we're like, but this, and this needs to happen in order for this to come. But in reality, that's not the truth. Like, Spirit makes miracles and shit happen all the time. Like, shit constantly is happening that is really out of our control or whatever. So a lot of times we're seeing a specific path that we think needs to happen like this, and it doesn't need to happen like that. And sometimes that's because they want you to keep focused on that as other things are changing for you to heal and unblock certain things to actually get where you need to be. So a lot of people are going through this big change in perspectives and learning how to see things not just so black and white, learning how to open their mind up to all possibilities rather than this means this, and no, this means this, or possibly this, or possibly this, or possibly this. There could be 10 potential outcomes, but the way our logical mind works, the way our ego works, is we can only see usually one or two outcomes, which is based on our past experiences. So because we haven't experienced it in a different way, we can't perceive it that way because we haven't experienced it. We haven't seen anybody else experience it. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen for you. Spirit makes magic happen all the time. They make miracles happen all the time, which is probably why we got a lot of fairy magical energy going around right now to like help you guys realize like life is actually magical. It doesn't always feel that way. Lately, it's been kind of heavy. For some of you guys, you might be going through what I'm going through, and I know other people are. About the last 2 or 3 weeks, there's a lot of energy coming in where you're not feeling like yourself, but in a totally different way than we have. And you might be having a lot of fears, anxiety, paranoid thoughts, anger, frustration, like all these different things coming up, all these emotions, these feelings. And you're like, what is this? And a lot of us are learning how to discern what is ours versus somebody else's. I know for me personally, I've had this coming in a lot. It's a gift upgrade. I don't know the purpose of it. I don't know how it's going to transpire, what the actual thing is, but for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've had these thoughts coming in about people. It's all mostly, I can usually tell when I'm feeling collective or subgroups, but these specific ones that have been coming in the last few weeks, it's all people that I know. And it's coming in as thoughts like it's happening to me, or that person's wanting to do shit to me or whatever. And the last few days I've realized that everything that I've been feeling was actually what those people were experiencing at that time. I just talked to one of my friends yesterday, and she was telling me about an experience she had literally on Monday. I talked to her Tuesday. She told me about an experience she had on Monday, and she starts telling me, and as she's telling me, I'm like, dude, I literally was feeling this way about myself, like this was happening to me. And I remember on Monday night, I was like, wait, why is this coming in and it's so heavy and it feels so different? I'm like, do I actually feel like this? I'm like, no, I don't actually feel like this. Okay, this must be something else. So when she was explaining it to me yesterday, and she's like, no, that wasn't whatever. I started explaining to her what I was feeling. She goes, oh yeah, I do feel that way. I was like, okay, did this happen around this time? She's like, yeah. I go, yeah, that's when I was feeling it. So somebody else I talked to yesterday, the same thing happened where I had some stuff going on with them. And I had said like about 2 weeks ago, and I told them what I was feeling, and she actually started crying, and she was like, yeah, that's when blah, blah, blah happened, which was what I was experiencing. So when I'm getting other people's stuff coming in, it's like as if it's happening to me, but with them. And I've been trying to understand. I don't understand it. I'm not supposed to understand it. I'll have clarity when I'm supposed to have clarity of what the purpose of it is. But I've noticed that I've been telepathically communicating more. I've been energetically connecting. Like even I had this dream of, what is today? Wednesday. So Monday I had this dream of this specific tooth on my side coming out, and like all this stuff that happened. And when I talked to my friend yesterday, she's like, yeah, I had a tooth pulled out. I'm like, was it this one? And I told her on the right side, and she goes, yeah. I'm like, dude, I literally just had a dream about this. So a lot of times, like when I'll have dreams about other people, I'll see them. Like I won't see it as myself. So I'm not totally sure what's going on, but I know a lot of us are getting like gift upgrades and stuff like that. So you might be having it come in that way. There's a specific person that I telepathically communicate with, and I could feel it's that specific person and what they're saying and what I'm saying back to them. So that's totally different. But these energies that are coming in, they're coming in very heavy and like they're happening to me. So if you have stuff like that going on, or the last few weeks, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks for people where you're not feeling like yourself, you're feeling really weird emotions, or you're saying things that are really just like you kind of feel out of control a little bit, or you're saying things that are not like your normal way of saying things or how you're saying things, there's something else going on spiritually that you're being guided to say, or you're getting a gift upgrade, or you're going on your spiritual path. I'm going to briefly talk about this, and then I'm going to pull cards. So I had asked you guys about, you know, when you get spirit messages or intuition and stuff like that, like, do you trust it? Most people said they trust the spirit messages. Some people said they don't know the difference between their intuition, like, and spirit messages, you know, like, versus like their thoughts. Some people said like sometimes they listen. And I had asked a question, and pretty much the question was the same question that people had, was the same thing amongst a few people, just asked in a different way, which is, how do I know what my spiritual gifts are? What's like the title of them? I'm gonna just very briefly talk about this. Why do you need to know what they are? That's what I would say. I would say this is a self-awareness thing. Why do you need to know what they are? What should be going on is you should just be trusting that you're naturally using them. When I've had spiritual gifts for as long as I can remember, but I didn't know I did. I've had them since I was a child, from, you know, a young ass age, only because I know that now because Spirit showed me that. But I had always been using them this entire time. I just thought that everybody just knew things, like things just came to people, like the answers just came to people. It was just natural to me. I didn't even know I had spiritual gifts. I've had visions like my whole life. I had no idea I had visions. I could sit here and be like, I'm a psychic, I'm an earth angel, you know, I'm a clairsentient, I'm a clairvoyant, you know, and all of these different things, but I'm even more than that. Like, that's just putting yourself in a box to explain to people what you are, so you can validate yourself, or so you can feel like important or special or whatever it is, so you can try whatever. You will understand what they are when you're supposed to. If you have spiritual gifts, they always align with your spiritual purpose. What your spiritual purpose is what brings you passions. A lot of times it's what you've experienced growing up, and what is something that just brings you so much passion, that brings you so much like fiery charged ass energy. So when you guys hear me, like when I talk about shit, usually it's kids, but I'm a huge fucking advocate for like healing. When I went for my psychology degree, the paper I actually wrote about was the impact of childhood trauma on adults. And I always have said this most of my life, is anything you have unhealed as a child, you will bring into your adult life and you will basically act it out. I can't really verbalize what I'm talking about right now, but you'll act it out. Like you will keep reliving this trauma basically, right? And I had said something about that. If you think about a lot of the things that I talk about, if you think about the people I help, it is almost always that. It is always almost about things that happened when you were younger, growing up, and how I can help you with how it's presenting now in your life to fix it so you can move forward to something else. I know Spirit has also told me, like, I'm an ascended master, I'm a spiritual teacher. I only understood the spiritual teacher thing a few days ago when they showed it to me in a different way, and somebody actually had said something to me even today about it where I understood my spiritual gift in a different way. But I'm not trying to figure it out. It will all naturally open up for you. You will naturally see it. So if you're the type of person where people come up and they tell you their stories, or people feel safe with you and they trust your advice or things like that, maybe that is your spiritual gift. Maybe you're saying the right things, you're giving people the right validation, the right comfort, and it just naturally comes to you where you don't even realize you're actually doing it. Whatever you have a passion or desire that makes you feel most happy is usually what your gift is. It's not always, oh, I channel spirit. It's not always, oh, I pull cards. It's not always shown in the way that the spiritual community shows it, where you're doing shit like I'm doing it. That's not always the purpose. Sometimes people have different purposes. Sometimes it's people just being who the fuck they are and being confident in going against societal norms and being like a rebel and standing up and being confident with what they look like that maybe looks different than what society tells us we should look like, and that inspires you to be comfortable in your skin, that inspires you to change who you are. Anything that inspires you, anything that brings change, anything that brings help or love to people is your spiritual gift. You don't have to know it. There's nothing you have to prepare for. There's nothing you have to plan for. The more you seek it out, the more you should be asking yourself, why do I need to know? The more you should be asking yourself, why do I need to feel this? What is the intention of why I'm trying to feel this? Is it because I feel like I'm lacking? Is it because I feel like I'm not special, I'm not important, I'm not good enough? Is it because I don't trust myself to be able to do these things for people, so I have to tell them the title of it so they'll trust me, which means that you need to trust yourself. Nobody comes in, books readings with me, or even comes into my shop and says, what are you? Like, are you a psychic? Are you this? Are you this? Nobody asked me that. Nobody asked me, because nobody fucking cares, because they energetically trust me, because I energetically trust myself. That's why. And when I say stuff, I say it with confidence because I'm actually confident in it. Was I always confident in it? Fuck no, I was not. Hell no. I've only been more confident the last few months because Spirit has put me through so many situations where I learned how to trust in myself and their messages. And when I mean so many situations, I mean through readings with personal people in my personal life, them giving me messages where I've trusted and I've gotten so confident in it. So if you're not there, you're just not supposed to be. Like, you will be wherever you're supposed to be in your own journey whenever you're supposed to. If you're getting triggered, my statement to you is look at why you're getting triggered, what is going on, and why you're getting triggered so you can heal it. Oh my God, I love these cards. Hold on. Oh, that card definitely wanted to fly out. What is that card? Root chakra. This one too? Okay. We got emotional withdrawal on the bottom. Didn't we just get this in the reading the other day? Emotional withdrawal, taking time to yourself, reflection. A lot of people are in hermit mode. I am still in hermit mode, like where I am pretty much not talking to anybody unless you're in my shop. I'm talking to almost nobody. I'm not answering my business page messages right now because I'm taking time for me and I'm doing me, and whatever I'm guided to, I'll answer people when I feel the energy to answer people. To me, I trust in divine timing, which means if I don't feel energetically called to answer somebody, it's because I'm not supposed to, and I'll answer them at the time that they're supposed to be answered. That's why. There's always some type of thing. I'm not going to force myself to do anything, because if I'm forcing, I'm not aligning. Anything we feel like we have to force ourselves to do, we're not in alignment with. So a lot of you guys are supposed to be, you should be, or you are going to be, or you're supposed to be, taking time to really reflect, taking time to yourself to really go within and understand why you think the way you do, understand your perspective. When you're doing that, you're going to be getting clarity. I love how we have fulfillment of wishes on the bottom. You're going to get clarity. A lot of you guys are learning about your emotions, understanding why you have these deeper feelings and why you have these deeper thoughts. We got spiritual strength. This one kind of just fell out a little bit. This one's really just getting in tune with yourself, like really getting in tune with your own intuition, getting in tune with yourself and trusting yourself. learning how internally strong you actually are, and stop giving your fucking power to people. Like, stop giving your power away to people. Like, it's not like don't give people a reaction because they don't deserve it. It's not that. It's you are a powerful fucking being from source, whatever word you want to use, from source, from spirit. You don't need to give your power to anybody. Like, you're always protected, you're always safe, you're always okay. A lot of shit is out of your control, but everything's good. And you don't have to make yourself be something you're not because somebody tells you should, or because whatever. That's a lesson for you to say, fuck that shit and do what you want and what's good for you, not what other people tell you to do or what other people say. I love this because I feel like this goes with the message I said in the beginning. New beginnings, patience, root chakra, base chakra, and look at that, 141. So we got some reflecting numbers. This is that exact message I said to you earlier about that leap of faith, that some of you guys are going to be having it come in. If it was meant for you, it would already be here for you. You're literally working on unblocking things, and you're learning how to have a stability with this leap of faith that you want. For a lot of you, this feels like it's coming in the next few weeks, like 3 to 4 weeks. Don't hold on to time frames though. Divine timing, I told you that earlier. Don't hold on to time frames. But a lot of you, it feels like this leap of faith, and it feels like right now you're being asked to step forward into the unknown and the unfamiliar. Even though you're scared, work through it, take the leap of faith. But you're learning how in the process to trust the process and have more patience and understand if it's not here right now, there's something else you need to learn. And a lot of you are releasing fears, you're releasing blockages, you're releasing perceptions, you're releasing other things, so you can have this internal safety, and you can have this balance, and you can have this stability with yourself and with the situation. So a lot of you guys are working on that inner power and inner strength. I'm gonna pull from the angel deck real quick. Though I'm not taking all those like 6 cards that came out. Okay, hold on. They're just chunking out right now. Get like 1 or 2 more. There we go. Just that? Okay. On the bottom, we got clear your vibes. Archangel Metatron. Thank you, Metatron, for clearing my energy field. Some of you guys definitely need to clear your energy, but not in the way you think. Like, you can sit and say like, oh, I have to get a fucking Reiki thing and blah, 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 and all that bullshit, right? I don't mean bullshit. I'm saying, you know how I am. I say what I say. Whatever. I don't care. I'm not even going to explain it. Clear your energy as in what people said to you. This is clearing the past is what I'm getting. This is clearing those areas where you're holding yourself back, clearing those areas where people have said and done things to you that make you still live in fear, that those subconscious thoughts that are coming up, the old people that are coming back into your life were popping up. Some old people are coming back into your life to teach you something, to not go backwards and to show you how much you've grown. Some people might be messaging you, might be physically showing up, or they might be popping up in your head. Any and all of them. It could be one or more. It's showing you something, and it's basically like, just because that happened with this person or this situation does not mean it's going to repeat itself, and clearing all of that shit, all those fears, all those conditionings, all those fucked up things people said and did to you, clearing all of that, clearing the deeper emotions that relate to it. We got honor your feelings, Archangel Haniel. This feels like some divine masculine, divine feminine energy. Thank you, Haniel, for supporting me as I honor my emotions. And we got the miracle forgiveness, Archangel Jeremiah. I've never really pulled this card before. Thank you, Jeremiah, for helping me understand the process of forgiveness. This definitely feels like the divine masculine, divine feminine energy. With the divine feminine energy, it feels like her blossoming and opening herself up, trusting her intuition more, working and going into her shadows and into her fears, and honoring her emotions and her feelings and all of the beauty that she is. The feminine, when she is in her divine feminine energy, she understands the shadows. She loves the shadows. She sees those and doesn't try to change herself. She tries to accept herself the way she is. She loves those parts of herself that other people have told her were wrong, that she's told herself were wrong, and she gets into that and she stops trying to fix herself, and she starts going, I'm gonna like level up, I'm gonna rise up, and she allows other people to do the same. Whereas the masculine energy, this feels like a self-forgiveness thing. This feels like a self-sabotaging energy where the masculine sabotages, where the masculine pushes away, where the masculine does all these things, and it feels like a lot of shame and guilt energy. And it feels like they're learning how to stand in their power. They're learning how to light the fire. They're learning how to be those stable rocks that they're here to be. They're learning how to hold all those emotions and hold the feminine's emotions and work toward that. And they're learning how to be the masculines they're meant to be. Feels like a lot of them are kind of scared of their power. They're scared to really step into it, but they're learning how to accept the past and learning how to let it go and forgive it. And it feels like a lot of them are working through parent issues too, like family issues and their own mistakes and their own patterns. And they're learning how to accept and surrender and forgive themselves. And it feels like a lot of them are actually letting spirit lead them right now. Whereas in the past, maybe they didn't really trust it. They were too in their logical mind, but they're starting to feel into their feminine energy and their divine feminine's energy, where they're learning to feel that safety and that stability in that. And the beautiful thing about the masculine and feminine energy is they help balance each other. They help empower each other. They help each other shift and grow when they're in their truth. So it's really about being authentic to yourself. It's really about, if you think about it, both of those work in the same way, is letting go of the past, letting go of your own mistakes, letting go of other people's mistakes, seeing a different perspective, understanding why people have maybe behaved in the way that they behaved. And even if it's people you don't want to let in your life, because we don't need everybody in their life, even if they didn't have malicious intention. You don't have to have anybody in your life you don't want to, but trying to understand and empathize. And even if you can't with them, look at what it taught you, how it helped you grow, how it helped you heal, how it helped you find your power, how it helped you find love within yourself, how it helped you realize the good people in your life and to appreciate those, because you haven't always had them. So it's always mirroring and showing you guys something. So what a beautiful message for today. I love it. Freaking amazing. I just want to show you guys, because you know it's my favorite crystal. I pulled out like these lab hearts. Oh my god, yeah, I'm like obsessed. I'm pricing them right now, obsessed, but I just felt like this urge to do this reading. For anybody who messaged me trying to book a reading, I know I have not answered you. I was gonna say sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm taking care of myself and doing me. If you need a message from Spirit, Spirit will guide me to respond to you in divine timing. So I trust them that I will answer you in divine timing. I'm not doing readings this week. I might open them up next week. I'm gonna just kind of take it day by day. I'm thinking though I might start doing some video readings. So whenever I do them, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Gaia Spiritual Healing. That's usually where I do them, and I post them in the stories. So you can always message me on there. But anyway, yes, this is so exciting. I feel like so many good things are coming. I do want to say though, if you are in the heaviness, I'm still in it too if it makes you feel any better. If you're in the heaviness, you're not feeling the pleasure, you're not feeling the excitement, you're not feeling like socializing, you're not feeling like anything you normally enjoy is fun, you're just kind of feeling down or feeling tired or confused or angry or whatever, you are not alone. Even though I'm in this very energetic, peppy mood, is because I'm channeling and I have like a little bit of good energy. I have not been in this for a while. I've not been in that excitement energy for a while. Like, it's shifting. You're not alone. I promise you, you're not alone, and it will pass. So I'm wishing you guys so much love and light, and I hope you guys all have a peaceful day.